Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and we're at a house flip we bought a couple of months ago now. And we're just going to talk about our process, why we haven't done any work to it yet, and so a few strange things that happened out here, a few things we've learned since buying it too. Of course, before we do that, check out investformore.com. Much more information on our flips, rentals, being an agent. We have 10 flips going right now, tons of rental properties we're working on, a lot of stuff happening at the moment. And of course, we like the likes and comments, so please hit the like button if you can. That helps us. And we love to welcome new subscribers, so welcome to our channel if you haven't been here before. This is a property we paid, I think it's $415 for, is it $415 or $425? I think it's $415 a couple months ago. But like I said, we have a lot of projects going on. We have like 20 different rehabs we're working on between our flips, rental properties, other stuff. And so this is a more expensive flip we're doing. It's got 2.5 acres, big house, and we want to get on it pretty quick, but there's also a lot of stuff we're trying to finish up as well. So we always want to get projects finished and done before we get too crazy and move on to new stuff. So one thing that was weird, the last video I did, I'll link to that below. While we're here videotaping it, the owner's friends came and picked up a few things afterwards. So I was here filming, we were leaving, and they showed up, and we thought we had possession of the house, we thought it was ours, but then they said they had a few things they left behind and their friends came and picked them up. So one of those things apparently was a playground, because there was a really nice big kids playground right here. And I don't know if the previous owners took it, or it was their friends who took it, or someone just along the highway saw it and saw the property's vacant and decided they would take it. But that was a pretty cool little playground, and it is completely gone now. So I saw that, I'm like, that's kind of a bummer. But not the end of the world, but still a little weird how that just disappeared. And then we have lots of land, lots of outbuildings we've shown before. They do have rattlesnakes out here, so we're in eastern Colorado. We're east of Alt a little bit. So there are rattlesnakes in other parts of Colorado for sure, but the eastern plains are where most of them are. There's even some rattlesnakes up in the foothills and mountains a little bit. We haven't seen any at the river house, but a few people told us there can be some up there too. So the previous owners did warn us though that there probably aren't rattlesnakes here, because they have 3 giant bull snakes that they got to eat the rattlesnakes and keep them away. So I haven't seen any yet. This time of year in October, we're probably not going to see them, but hopefully this won't happen. But if we did have the property until spring, then maybe we get a chance to meet the bull snakes. Oh, something else that's crazy. Came in the house, you can see it's dark. Normally I try to, have the lights on and everything so we can see what's going on. Well, the power is totally off. And I checked the breaker box, it's all on. The meter has nothing showing on it, like it's totally blank. We talked to the power company and said, yeah, we're paid up. We were using power the last month. There's no late bills, so something is going on. I don't know if their meter broke, if that's a thing, or if it was turned off on accident. But this is why you need to check your properties. Even, right, if they're vacant, if they're kind of sitting for a little while, you still have to check your properties, because in Colorado, we have a freeze warning tonight. It's supposed to get pretty cold, below freezing. It's not good if your house freezes and your water's still on. That can cause a whole ton of damage, as people in Texas learned recently. But in Colorado, we're pretty used to it. We're like, hey, yeah, always make sure the heat's on. If the heat isn't on, always make sure the property's winterized, which means the water's off, the pipes are blown out, there's antifreeze in the toilets so they won't freeze, to make sure that you don't have broken pipes and a huge mess. So I'm glad I came out here and checked the property, because it's not freezing in here yet. It's probably like 55 degrees, maybe 60 degrees in the house. One night freezing isn't going to be enough to freeze the house. You kind of have to have a really cold snap. But still, I'm glad I came here and figured it out, and so we can figure out why the power's off and what's going on there. There, I opened up some windows, so now we can see a little bit better, or took the blinds off, or whatever. The other really exciting thing we have going on is we're working on hiring a new contractor. So we have lots and lots of rehabs going on, lots of crazy stuff happening. So we are always trying to find new people. I think we actually lost more contractors last year than we gained, so that's not always good, but you also can't keep working with people who aren't going to work. So we did have to let go a couple people who just had major problems and issues, and a lot of our videos have gone over that. You can always just search Contractor and Invest for More to find those videos and how we had issues. Yes, this house has 2 kitchens, so that's one strange thing. But I just met with a person who was recommended to us by our hardwood guy, who's awesome. Chad is a great hardwood person, and met him out here. He's interested in working for us, so we're going to have him send us a bid, and we always start on a small job. Here's the second kitchen, which is kind of weird. First, with new contractors, and we've talked about this at length before, but it doesn't hurt to reiterate it. One of the best ways to get yourself in trouble rehabbing houses, whether you're an investor, even owner-occupant, is to hire a contractor who you don't know for a huge, massive job, and then they end up taking your money, doing horrible work, taking too long, and you're stuck with them because you hired them for this big job. You gave them a lot of money to start with, and you're kind of married to their work. So we always start out small. So with this property, we are having him bid all the trash out. So all the blinds, all the stuff you see everywhere, all the carpet. I think we're going to take down most of the wood paneling because a lot of it's rotten, not in good shape. And wood paneling in general is just not cool. And then we're going to see, from there, what his bid looks like. We kind of talked about it a little bit, and I think we're kind of in line with what each person was thinking. And then have him finish that job, see how quick it goes, see how good a job they do, see how the communication is, all of that. And if that goes well, then we move on. We move on to, weird sound, I don't know what that was. Other jobs, other things they can do, and slowly build them up to a point where we can trust them with, hey, bigger jobs, more work, and taking on more responsibility. And that's how we've always done it. A lot of times it works great. Sometimes it doesn't work so great. So we've had a few people we've hired the last couple years who we started out that way, and they did pretty well, right? We're pretty quick, pretty affordable on the small jobs, and then they got into some of the bigger jobs, or something else happened in their life, and even the smaller jobs stopped going as well. Or sometimes, unfortunately, they just want to make a whole lot more money than we can afford to pay them. And when we're doing flips, when we're doing properties, I'd love to be able to pay people, a ton of money all the time. But with the margins and how expensive construction is right now in real estate, we have to be very careful about how much we pay people, about labor costs, or it simply doesn't make sense for us to flip houses. We can't do it. So if we're not flipping houses, then we can't give them work anyway, and that does nobody any good. So it's always a fine line of how much you pay, and keeping good people, and other problems. So, but for the most part, we are really good people who we've kept for many years, have been very happy. I think they've been happy with our pay. And then the problems we have often isn't with pay, but with work ethic, truthfulness, honesty, or just like getting in over your heads, taking on too many other things besides what we're doing, and that gets them in trouble. And then they kind of try and take out their troubles and frustrations on other things on our jobs. And yeah, we have some issues come up from that situation a number of times. But we try to work with people. We give people a number of chances. However, after so much time, you kind of have to move on. And yeah, there's our panel. This shows power is on everywhere. It's just not working, so it's kind of weird. All right, so that contractor hopefully is starting soon. We'll have dumpsters delivered here so we can trash out that. He's going to get rid of both kitchens. And then I think our plan is to have just one kitchen. Probably that's usually the best option for houses is one kitchen. And we're going to put it where the bigger kitchen was. And I think we might make a laundry room where that smaller kitchen was. And I think somebody had suggested that in the last video we did. And then I was talking to Nikki, and I'm like, hey, someone said we should put a laundry room in where that kitchen is. And she's like, yeah, I suggested that too. That's what I told you. We were walking through it. I'm like, oh, right, maybe I wasn't listening as good as I should. But no, she also agreed we should have a laundry room there. Down here, I'm going to tear off the wood paneling, trash everything out. And again, we'll have to decide, is it worth putting up sheetrock, finishing it? We'll think about that. Because it's a big house, as you can see. We've got this original property, well, the original 2-story we were in before. And this is a modular home they added onto it. And some people might freak out, but modular is okay. Modular means there's no metal. It's all wood. It was just built in sections somewhere else and moved over here. Totally fine. Same as the stick-built home. So where you can get into issues and problems is if you have a manufactured home or a mobile home where they have metal frames, axles, things like that. All right. So that's the property. Hopefully we'll get started here soon. We can get everything demoed, get a good idea of what we're doing. Yeah, that's where we said the laundry room might be now. The big kitchen would be in here. And then the old laundry room was kind of in here. And this will turn back into a bathroom again because, yeah, it used to have a tub, shower. They took it all out. And if you put that back in, there's very little room for washer, dryer, laundry. So I think it'll be a pretty cool house once we're done. Like I said, I think we paid $415, either $415 or $425. When we're done with it, it should be worth in the range of $625 to $650, I think. It should be a really good one. How much we spend really depends on our final plans, but I'm guessing at least $50,000 in repairs, if not more. The nice thing is the roof is new, the HVAC is new, so that's great. And then we'll probably have $45,000 in other costs for commissions, taxes, insurance, financing costs. All that really adds up. So that's the property. Hope you guys enjoy the videos. We'd love the likes, shares, comments, all that. Like I said before, make sure you check out investormore.com if you really want to learn how to do this. We got some other cool educational videos on here too, on our real estate advice playlist if you want to see those too. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be back with more videos coming up here soon.